You're listening to Her Confidence Her Way podcast, episode 78. Hey everyone, how are you doing? And thank you so much for listening to Her Confidence Her Way podcast. I am your host, Aiko Rasmussen. I am super excited that you are here with me as usual, and thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Okay, so we haven't done this, so I'm gonna do another listener shout out. So this one, I want to say hello to Masako. Hi Masako, how are you doing? Thank you so much for listening and also leaving me a wonderful review. Masako wrote this. 心のサポート上手。リスナーに寄り添ったサポートをされている素敵なポッドキャストです。声を聞くだけで癒されて前に進む力をいただけます。女性らしいキャリアを築かれたい方にはおすすめですということです。Thank you so much for this very kind review. Like I told you guys, I read every single reviews because it's so important to me. And the reason why is that whenever I do this podcast, I'm talking just to the mic. So sometimes I don't even know if you're listening or not. So it's so nice to hear from the listeners. So thank you so much. And if you have not done so, please leave me a review. It will help me not just to boost my confidence, but also actually this will help me to rank, or not necessarily rank, but if someone search for some sort of keyword, and if the keyword matches with my podcast, and it will show. So that means that more people can find this podcast easily. I would really appreciate it if you can take some time and give me a 5-star reviews. Okay. I wanted to talk something very, very, very important. And you're gonna laugh at me, but it's okay. I will just go ahead and share anyways. Back in October, well, it's still October, but like the beginning of October, I went to this amazing live workshop. It was just so amazing, but what you don't know is what had happened before I get there. Okay, the live workshop started at 9 a.m. in Los Angeles. It's on Santa Monica Boulevard, and I live in San Diego. Those people who know Los Angeles, LA, the morning traffic is really, really, really horrible, right? And I knew it, so I decided to leave at 6 a.m. so that will, it's 3 hours, so that would give me enough time to get there. What happened was I ended up driving 5.5 hours. Oh my gosh, 5.5 hours. That's crazy, right? And what really happened was, I'm not really good at driving, especially direction-wise. I don't know what it is, but whenever I look at the map and then I think I have to turn right, and then it turned out I needed to turn the other corner, like to the left instead of the right, or something crazy. So I don't know how to read a map neither. Anyways, so what happened was, it should not take 5.5 hours. It should have taken just about three hours. So what happened was, I used the GPS, because I work for university, so I talk about GPA all the time. So GPS. And for some reasons, I put the right address, but whatever the reason, the GPS took me to a wrong direction. It was just when I was driving, and then I have no idea. I don't know anything about LA. And when I was driving, I noticed that I needed to go, so Santa Monica, like if you look at the map, Santa Monica is towards the beach, right? Like Santa Monica Beach. And then the direction that I was taking, or the car was going this way towards the northeast. I need to go to northwest, but I was going to northeast. And whatever the reason, the GPS was telling me, proceed to the route, keep going and keep going. And I was kind of like getting confused because the arrival time is gaining, and it was just scary because I know I should be going towards west, but I am going towards east. So I would start freaking out, which happens all the time, especially when I'm driving. It was scary, and I really like started to cry because I thought that I'm never gonna make it. I'm never gonna get to the place. And I called my husband. Luckily, he was off that day. And he said, just follow the GPS. And I said, yes, but you don't understand. The GPS is taking me to the wrong direction. And I was kind of like crying. And he said, well, I'm sorry, I don't know what to tell you. But you have to, if you don't know how to get there, then you're going to have to just turn around and come home. When I was when my husband told me that, I was sad. I was like, no, you don't understand. Like, I was like crying. But at the same time, it was kind of like wake up call moment. And I told myself, yes, he's right. If I can't do this, I need to give up. But I'm not a type of person to give up. So what happened was, I just looked at the map. I'm like, this has to be very simple, right? So I said, okay, I'm going to turn left and then I'm going to go down because that's where I need to go to. I ended up just not listening to GPS, and I listened to my heart. I followed my heart because I knew going to west is where I wanted to go, but then everybody was telling me to go north, right? And north and east. So I said, screw this. I'm not going to listen to anyone. I am just going to follow my heart. And I know exactly where I need to go. It was very scary. It was unknown. But I knew. I trusted myself because I wanted to show my husband, like, watch. I can do this. So the lesson that I learned from this experience is that people, no matter what, people will tell you what to do or where to go, even the machine. And if you're just not paying attention and then you're just following without thinking, then you will end up being at the different location. So it could be your career, it could be your life, whatever that is. You need to listen to your heart, and you need to make a decision that, okay, today's the day. I am not going to follow what people are telling me to do. So I am going to make my own decision, and I am going to take an action. And that's what I did. I stopped listening. I kind of mapped out myself, although I'm not really good at directions, and I took my own action. And finally, I got there, and the workshop was amazing. So it was such a great lesson. I want you to know that no matter what, you need to know where you want to go. Otherwise, someone else will tell you where to go. Okay? And also, you have to believe yourself because you can. Once you tell yourself that you can, and it is true, you can. And lastly, make an action. Take some actions, because what happens is if you are just following, then you end up being at somewhere else that you don't want to be at. Okay, I hope this would be a helpful lesson because I had to go through that and it was just horrible, but I am proud of myself. Before we move on to our main guest, let's hear from a sponsor. このエピソードのスポンサーはほぼ0円2ヶ月でオンラインビジネススタートコース by Aiko and myself, Emi. Her Confidence Her Way では働く女性の自分探し、自分の価値観を理解するお手伝いをし、女性が自信を持って本当にやりたいと思っていることができるようにサポートし、生きがい充実感のあるワークライフを応援しています。Her Confidence Her Way is all about helping Japanese working women to discover their true self so that they can see their own values and helping them to build their confidence to live the purposeful and meaningful life they love. 時代とともに私たちのライフスタイル、生き方の違いに伴って働き方も随分変わってきています。正社員として9時から5時で働く女性、ワーキングママとして働く女性、フレックスなスケジュールで自分のライフに合わせて生き方をする女性、フリーランス、ノマドのライフスタイルをする女性、そして最近増えているのはサイドビジネスまたは起業をする女性です。30代前後になるとこのままの生き方でいいのかな、3年後も今と同じ状況でいるのってどうなんだろうと考え始める方も多いと思います。今までやりがいなしでただひたすら働いていた。だけど3年後も今と同じ状況でいるなんて考えられない。自分は今後何をしていきたいんだろう。今まで働いてきた経験で何か社会貢献できるようなやりがいのあることがしたいな。こんな悩みを持っているあなた、You are not alone。 私も10年間のキャリアを機にもっと充実感のある何かがしたい、今までの経験を生かして何かをしてみたいと考えるようになり、今では自信を持って自分のやりたいことをしながら充実感のあるワークライフのサポートを始めました。今の時代、フルタイムで働きながらサイドビジネスをしたり、または今後このサイドビジネスを本業にスイッチすることも可能です。このライフスタイルはまさに自分でクリエイトするしかないんです。いつまでも同じ生き方をしていたら何も変化はありません。わ、これ私と思ったあなた、 Today is your lucky day。 ほぼ0円で2ヶ月以内に自分の経験特技を生かしてビジネスをスタートするオンラインコース3期生の募集を開始しました。2018年以内にビジネスアイデアを固めて2019年新たなワークライフを私たちとクリエイトしていきませんか。10月20日土曜日午後5時から自分の経験特技を生かしビジネスアイデアを探す方法のワークショップを無料で行います。このワークショップは1時間で自分のギフトタレントを見つけ出し、それをどのようにしてビジネスのアイデアにつなげるかのお手伝いをします。詳細は私のウェブサイトからご確認できます。参加の際は事前予約が必要なので必ずお申し込みフォームからの登録をお願いいたします。 Remember, you are enough and you are here for a reason. This world is waiting for you to use your talent to help others. So, come join us. Alright, are you ready to hear my conversation with today's guest? Yes, the answer is yes. Today's guest is actually our second time inviting or joining the conversation for her Confidence Her Way podcast. It's been a while, so I kind of wanted to reintroduce my wonderful friend. Her name is Aiko Hemingway. Aiko and I met about a year and a half almost ago, and I met her through online, and I didn't even realize that back then that she became this biggest person in my life. She impacts me in so many ways, and she inspires me in so many ways too. And it's kind of funny, we have been friends online, and some people say like, well, your online friends is not really your friends. Well, actually it is, and we met offline as well, so we're officially friends. Okay, for those people who don't really believe the online friend, yeah, it's possible. When she was in LA, we met up. She actually visited my house and we did a lot of work together. And one of the things that we did was, of course, podcasting, recording an interview for you guys, because so many people ask me about Aiko. I think for those who are learning English, I know that we all want to improve our pronunciation as well, and Aiko is my go-to person, and if someone asks me about pronunciation, I would definitely refer her. She would be the person who can help you because she really understands the struggles that we Japanese face, and she knows how to help you to improve your English pronunciation. So if you are interested in, feel free to reach out to her. You may want to know how's Aiko in person. Let me tell you, she's exactly the same as who she is online. So those who are listening to her podcast or her YouTube videos, she's also a YouTuber, so you can definitely watch her YouTube channel as well. That's her. That's Aiko. Anyways, let me introduce my dearest friend, Aiko Hemingway. Aiko is an American English pronunciation coach who works with English learners, particularly with those that are working and living in an English environment. She was born and raised in Japan and came to the States after she became an adult. She struggled in the US because of her thick Japanese accent. After she learned how important it is to acquire pronunciation and listening skills, she began to study linguistics at UCLA. And now she coaches pronunciation using her special skill where she is able to visualize the tongue movement and position simply by listening. Aiko's working style is laptop working style, which means all she needs is Wi-Fi and a laptop, and she can work from anywhere. Because so many of her followers are asking, how do you do it? She now became a business coach, and she teaches how to start an online business to create a profitable laptop working style business. Here's my conversation with Aiko. Alright, this is kind of weird, but let's do this. Hi Aiko, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You guys can't see this, but we're sitting in the same room together and recording. Aiko and I, how long have we been known each other?
Almost 2 years.
2 years, and online, and we're friends and business partner online, and we finally took it off offline, and you drove from LA.
Yes.
It took you how many hours?
About 1.5 hours.
Okay, so it wasn't too bad.
It's not
so
bad,
thank you so much for driving. I really appreciate it. She's here sitting right next to me. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. Okay, we're gonna do all the interviews in English since Aiko is just amazing with her English. All right, so my first question for you is, where did you grow up, and can you share with us how were you, as you were growing up?
Yes. So I'm from Hokkaido, and maybe I mentioned before in some of my YouTube videos or podcasts, but like when I was little, I didn't really have like any dreams or anything that I wanted to do particular in my life. So I was kind of lost when I was little, but then now I have so many dreams as I grew up. So something like that. I was like really shy. I'm still shy, and so that's the kind of child I was.
So then what, right now, you're saying you're shy and all that stuff, but then you're actually, standing in front of the camera and talking to the camera to how many people you're talking. I don't know, you have a lot of subscribers on your YouTube and all that. So how did you get there to here of where,
Yes, so about 2 years ago, I finally got tired of being shy and not being able to try what I wanted to try. So it was like right before I met you online, and I decided to step out of my comfort zone because I found some dreams that I wanted to try. So that's how I decided. I just decided to step out of my comfort zone.
Yeah. So what do you do now?
Well, I started a podcast. Thank you. You inspired me.
So the podcast is called?
The Voice of English. And I also record for YouTube videos, and then I explain English pronunciation using English only. And then also I teach a 3-month intensive course for Japanese people in the US. And also I write blog almost every day.
Wow.
And I am a Toastmaster, so I go to Toastmasters Club every other week and practice public speech in front of people. And yeah, I think, and also I do subtitles for the American movies and dramas.
Yeah.
Yes.
You're doing all this online, and this lifestyle is called nomado?
Or in English,
Japanese?
it's like, I think so. It's like an English word, describing how Mongolian people live. Like they move, right? So it's called nomad, and then Japanese people use that word. But in English, people usually say a laptop working style.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right now, the reason why we get to meet is because you're currently in LA, and then before you were doing all of these things from Hawaii.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So tell me more about your work. What kind of people are like your students?
Well, my students are mostly people in the US working in an English environment, and some of them are business owners, so they have to work with American people or customers. And then also executive people who at the company, so then they have to work with American people. Also some expatriates from Japan, so they will be here in the US for like 3 or 5 years or so. And also I have some medical professionals, and the clients in Japan are mostly English teachers who want to teach pronunciation.
Okay. That's amazing. I think that's really great, especially as Japanese. English is obviously our second language, and pronunciation is such a huge thing. That's just my opinion, and the reason why I'm saying is because I've seen so many people who are really good with grammars, who are studying really hard with the vocabulary and all that stuff. But then when it comes to communication, like I shouldn't say the word try. They try to communicate really hard, but then because of the pronunciation, there's the misunderstanding, or you may get asked like, well, what did you say it again? Or something like that. That really puts us like, oh, maybe my English is not good enough, and that connects to the confidence, the self-confidence piece too. So what other advice do you have for those people who are wanting to improve their pronunciation?
Well, one thing is that a lot of people don't think that they can improve their pronunciation after they become an adult, right?
It's hard.
It is hard, but if you
possible.
practice in the right way, and if you try to use it over and over, you will eventually improve your pronunciation at the level where you can just communicate without any misunderstanding. So, I speak English as a second language. My English is not going to be at native speakers level because I started when I was 23. But I was 23. So my English was like really katakana English. So people didn't understand my pronunciation. So I went through all that. But then now I'm able to communicate with people without any problems right now. I still have to practice some words, but it's easy. It's much easier to communicate now. So I want to tell Japanese people that they can do it. Anyone can do it. They just need to practice, and then they have to believe that they can do it.
That's so true, because it's not like I'm the perfect English speaker or anything by all means, and that's why I practice my own pronunciations too. Certain words, like earlier we were talking about so I have 2 daughters, obviously, and then which I talk about my daughters all the time through this podcast. But yesterday I was reading, and then my daughter was like, "No, that's not how you say it." Like she keeps correcting my pronunciation like all the time, and like, gosh, like this is so hard. And so I practice with my 8-year-old daughter. And of course at work too, if I'm doing a presentation or if I'm, giving a speech in front of people, I really do practice, and I'm a hard believer on practicing, and not so much on, I know there is a saying for practice makes it perfect, which I don't necessarily believe that. Like, I'm not looking for perfection, but practice makes it permanent. So that way, it's a habit making. So that way, whenever I'm presenting, I want to present my best version. Obviously, it's not going to be perfect, and I'm okay, because if I'm perfect, then there is no way for me to improve. So I think that's why I don't really believe on the perfection.
Yeah.
You've been doing this for how long?
Teaching. Actually, I started like 10 years ago.
Okay.
But I didn't have any knowledge back then.
For the business side.
For the like linguistics wise, like
gotcha.
phonetics and stuff. After I graduated from a university, learned linguistics, phonetics, and then I started teaching more professionally about 1.5 years ago.
Oh, okay. So with that, you're starting your own business, all that. What are the negative talk do you have in your
Oh my
in your
gosh,
head?
I have it all the time.
Or
Like
self-sabotaging?
Yeah, so my brain constantly tells me that, hey, you're not good enough. What are you doing? And also like, oh, you're gonna fail. All that thing. My brain just tells me, but then I don't listen to it.
That's good.
Yeah, so that's how I deal with it. Anytime like I get negative talk, sometimes like, hey, you cannot make everyone happy.
Exactly.
But sometimes I get scared of people who become like anti, against me.
Yeah.
The way that I teach is not like traditional. It's not the same as like many other people who teach pronunciation. So sometimes I get that kind of comments, so I get scared sometimes, but I just don't listen to that negative talk. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So I have this life right now, so I want to do whatever I want to do.
I was listening to one of the podcasts, and one of the person was kind of saying exactly the same way. She's not a doctor or anything, but she's teaching this like method, and she said whenever you're getting a negative feedback from somebody, then that means you're doing the right thing, because you're shaking, changing. You're the maker, you're the changing maker, where you're shaking the society and trying to do something new. So that's why people are not used to it, and like, who is this person? Like, wait, hold on,
Right,
so I think you're doing such an amazing job. But with that though, with having that negative mindset, and not necessarily negative mindset, but just a negative self-talk and all that, what are the challenges did you have, and then what did you learn from that experience?
Well, challenges I had was that sometimes my clients don't improve their pronunciation. So I have to I have to figure out why this person is not improving. So I have to listen to the pronunciation closely. So I have to train my ear listening skill. So I myself, I have taken accent reduction lessons from 2 different professional people, and also last year I took singing lessons that improved my listening skill. So that helped me. So every time I have some difficulties, I usually look for the chances for me to improve on my own. So yeah, that's how I do it.
I love it. You're always like improving yourself, and that's so good. With that said, I'm pretty sure going through overcoming those challenges, do you feel like you're getting like much stronger for yourself, not necessarily like masculine like stronger, but like mentality and all that? Do you feel the change or the difference?
Yes, actually I see a lot of changes, especially after I joined the Toastmasters Club, because I was so scared of talking in front of people. So I thought like, maybe I'm not good at talking in front of people. That's the belief that I had before. But since I started practicing talking in front of people, it doesn't matter if my hands are shaking or if I forget my lines, because I get so nervous.
Right.
But as I practice, I was really amazed that I was actually improving talking in front of
Don't
people.
you feel good too? Like
It
after
is,
you're giving a speech and you nail it?
Yeah, so for like how many years, I don't know, but I just believed that I cannot do it. But then last year I found out that, wow, I can do it.
Awesome.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
amazing. Well, thank you so much for sharing that story. So this podcast is all about, well, the title is Her Confidence, Her Way. So everybody's confidence, the way how we think about confidence is different, and the way how we build our confidence is different too. So how would you define your own self-confidence, and how are you building your own?
Well, how I am building my own is to constantly look for the opportunities to step out of my comfort zone. Because if I stay in one place and get comfortable, that's when I stop improving, right? So that's so I constantly look for like volunteer opportunities or anything like that to step out of my comfort zone.
So good. I feel like so many people are looking for this like magic or secret sauce or whatever, right? But the thing is, it's not there if you keep doing the same thing, but once you step outside, then the magic is there, then the secret is there. So I feel like those people who are looking for those things, you gotta push yourself to do something different, otherwise you're just gonna get the same result.
Right.
Anyway, so thank you. How about, this is one of the things that, having that, like knowing what I'm really good at really helped me to really build my own confidence. So I want to ask you, what is your gifted talent? I know you are actually the second time joining for this podcast. Previously, I think the podcast was still the Real Global Voice, was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I know I have asked a different type of questions. This time, I really want to know, what is your gifted talent? Gifted talent is pretty much, it's a strength, but the way how you build your gifted talent is just different based on people's experience and story and passion. If you want to learn more about it, you can definitely sign up for my newsletter from my website. However, right now I'm going to give a spotlight to you. What is your gifted talent, and how are you using for your career or for your life in general?
Yes, so actually I found my gifted talent when I did your worksheet. So that was really great opportunity for me to find out how, the area that I'm really good at. So I really recommend the listeners to check it out if you haven't done so. So my gifted talent is to be able to detect the sound and the tongue movement simply by listening.
I'm just laughing because it's so nerdy.
I know, I'm really nerd. Like I become really nerd. I get really excited when I talk about phonetics, like all the sound production.
Yeah.
So that's my passion. So I found out that okay, so that's my passion because I can talk about it forever, right?
Yeah.
Right. And then also, I'm really good at like believing in anyone, because I myself had really bad pronunciation before. No one understood me before, and I practiced and I improved. So I believe that anyone can do this. So and then also, I was really terrible talking in front of people, but I practiced at the Toastmasters Club and I improved. So I really believe that anyone can try what they want to try. So that's my gifted talent. I can believe my clients.
That's so good. And be able to believe yourself too, because if you wouldn't believe, then I don't think you would be even with the member, with the Toastmasters, or even you're doing this thing neither. So yeah, it's so hard to believe your own self. I mean, before myself too, I always have this thing in my head. It's like, oh, 私なんかそんなの無理、絶対無理, right? That was my immediate thought for every single time. And so many people, like my listeners, my followers, like, what, do you think that way? I'm like, yes, I used to think that way. And yes, that's why I'm really passionate about it. And that's why I'm teaching you guys for this topic right now. And it's the same thing for you. You had struggle with your pronunciation. And then now you were able to improve yours and you want to teach that to other people. So that's amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
That is so great. So I want to know, for going forward, this podcast is really all about empowering women, especially for those who are wanting to trust ourselves more, or or believing, or even to really love ourselves, like self-love and all that stuff. So what kind of advice do you have for those who are listening to this podcast?
Well, in terms of work style, I believe that we should all work to live. A lot of people nowadays, they live to work.
Yeah.
Right. So
work is controlling your schedule.
Right.
Yeah.
So your life is not all about work. So
Right.
I changed my mind like about 4 years ago when my husband and I got into like really bad situation financially, and that's when I started reading business books, and I realized that we were living to work.
Yeah.
And so then we all have a right to enjoy our lives, but we were forgetting about it.
Yeah.
So we changed our lifestyle, and now we work to live. And so now I work from home, or I just, all I need is just a laptop and the internet, so I can go.
You're doing it right now.
Right, so I can work anywhere, So I was able to come with my husband. He's got a job here in LA for 6 weeks. So, I just said, okay, let's go, because I can work from anywhere. And then we're planning a trip. So I'm planning to work when when we're, moving around in the world. So it's amazing. Like, anything is possible. And I didn't think that this lifestyle was possible like 4 years ago. So I changed that. So I believe anyone can do it. We all want to work to live, not the other way around.
That is so amazing. Thank you. What's next for you? You have been working, you're living, wait, what did you say? Living for life? No.
Work to live.
Work to live. So what's next? What are you working on right now? And what can we expect from you more? Well, no pressure.
Oh, I have so many goals, but one thing definitely is to find a way to work less. So I will have more time for my family, and I can travel more, and I want to travel to Japan to see my parents. We want to go see his parents, stuff like that. So we will have more free time that way. So I'm reading a lot of business books right now to find a way to work less and make more money.
Nice. And can we also talk about our business? Too?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So Aiko and I started a course. It is called, 日本語で0円で始める。
ほぼ0円で
始める。
2ヶ月でビジネススタートコース。
はい。Oh, yeah, we started.
Right.
And it's been pretty amazing. All those students, some of the students, they kind of knew what they really wanted to do, and some other students are just like, I am not sure this is the good idea, or it's just, kind of like a 迷子状態, right?
Right.
Didn't know what to start, didn't know, like, I feel like I know what to do, but I don't know what is the proper steps. We teach from the beginning till be able to offer.
Right.
Yeah. How are you enjoying teaching that business course too?
I really enjoy it because I experienced all that about 1.5 years ago. So it's pretty new. I still remember the steps that I took.
Yeah.
And they were doing that. So it's amazing to hear their ideas. Some of the ideas are so amazing.
Yeah, I'm learning.
And so many possibilities out there.
Yeah.
So we really want to help them to get to the next level, or they help them to start. Right. So we found out many of them had mind block, right? So it's not just sometimes taking steps, but also you have to deal with your mind.
Yeah.
So it's really I enjoy talking about the mind block, how to get rid of it.
Yeah, definitely.
Or even you have it, you still can take actions, right? So that's the thing that I really enjoy talking about with them.
Yeah.
And then I learn from them too. It's good to talk with people who want to do the same thing that you did already. So I enjoy and then learn at the same time, and then makes me really motivated to, to make, take my business to the next level.
Yeah,
also.
Definitely.
So yes, so I really enjoy it.
Yeah, because I think there are so many gurus out there who are making million of dollars, or having like that crazy amount of followers and all those people, but they are so many steps away from us. We're getting there, we're on the way. Yes. Those people taking classes from those people are great too, obviously, but then I feel like what is great about us teaching is that we can relate so much because we're only a couple steps ahead of them.
Right.
So that way we can like easily go back and we can easily relate to those problems. And also what we do so well is about the collaboration. The reason why Aiko and I are so connected is because we helped each other, and that is also a way to really get ahead. Right. So we're definitely teaching that as well. So so those people who are listening to this podcast, and if they're interested in, what do they need to do? Do they just need to sign up for your newsletter or my newsletter, and they'll definitely hear for the next opening? So if you're interested in, you can either go to Aiko's website, which is schwagirl.com. So it's SCHWAGIRL.com. That's so complicated. I even misspelled it too, but yeah. So, or you can go to my website, www.herconfidenceherway.com, and you can sign up for a newsletter. And once the course is available, you'll definitely hear from us. So, if you are thinking about turning your hobby, turning your passion into a profitable business, you should definitely check it out as well. All right, well, that is all the questions that I wanted to ask. Is there anything else that you wanted to share, or you're good to go?
Well, I want to offer my trial lessons for my pronunciation. It's special price for the listeners. So I have trial lesson, 30-minute trial lesson for $50 normally. But if you are listening to this, if you are interested in it, I will give a 30-minute trial lesson for $20 just for 2 people. So first, how do you say, first come, first serve. So if you're, so just first 2 people get $20. For that, the regular price is $50. So if you are interested in it, please go to my website, schwagirl.com, and then contact me, and then mention that you listen to this podcast.
Okay, amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
There you have it. どうでしたか？愛子さんと私のインタビュー。もしも期間限定の無料の企業ワークショップを受けたい方、10月の20日土曜日、これはカリフォルニアの時間です。10月20日土曜日午後5時から、日本では10月の21日の朝9時からですね、自分の経験特技を生かしてビジネスアイデアを探す方法のワークショップを無料で行います。このワークショップを受けたい方はですね、必ず事前の登録が必要ですので、お申し込みフォームから登録をお願いします。詳細は私のウェブサイトからご確認できます。オンラインビジネススタートコースという、クリックできるボタンがあるので、そこからぜひアクセスしてみてください。Okay. Thank you so much for listening to this podcast. Remember, you don't have to apologize for who you are. You are already great enough. Bye.